Hello, everyone. It's
Miracle Mom.
and Michael. Here we are. All right, so Mom, a lot of you guys are like, "Yeah, I want to see your mom. I want to see your mom." You're gonna have to wait till next week. I'll put a picture of her up, even though I'm sitting. This is her desk I'm sitting at, and she's sitting over there, and
I'm staring at him.
she's in the passenger seat. But I came to visit Mom, as most of you know, and I am going to be leaving Mom in moments. Literally at the end of this recording, I have to hit the road. But I wanted to do an in-person episode of Miracle Mom and Michael. So uh, I get to sit in her cockpit where she sits every moment of every day, except the bathroom is there and the kitchen is there and the bedroom is there. All right, Mom, what are we talking about today?
Uh, I think you mentioned Afghanistan.
Have you heard of Afghanistan?
Oh, yeah. For 20 years, I've heard about Afghanistan.
20 years, that's right.
That's too long.
This is a can of worms, but I have thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Oh, listen, I'm 77 years old. Okay? When you reach 77, you begin to have a very broad view. You tend to go to the moon and look down on the planet, and you have this view of what's been going on and what's happening. The only way I can say it is I'm so disappointed in our nation because in 7 decades I have watched us ramble around the world with this mantra of nation building into other cultures, other nations, upsetting those cultures, creating chaos everywhere we go. Yes, there were a couple of world wars that were legitimate, but we have not won any kind of war we have inserted ourselves into since 1945. So, what do I think about Afghanistan? We had no business being there. Nothing productive has come out of it. Much money, time, and lives have been lost. For what? Trying to insert our Western culture and something called democracy into a place that has no interest in it. They have their own issues, they have their own cultural differences, disagreements, wars, tribal spats. Leave them alone. Let them fight it out. So, anyway, Mom's not happy about Afghanistan. The end.
Mom's kind of wishy-washy on the subject, as you can see. Just kidding. Well, there's a lot to address there, unpack there. Things I agree with and things I don't know what to think. I mean, obviously, I agree with the notion that America has had this, well, I think the way it's been sold to the Americans, right? The way the government, the military has sold the idea to the populace is we're exporting democracy, right? We're going to go over there. We've got a good thing here. They should have our good thing and it'll work for them. And that's all fine in theory, right? You can have ideas, ideals, but implementing them, it's not something you package, because the way it came about here was not clean and easy, right? There are nations that look to us, right? There are nations that look to us and say, oh, we like what happened there. Let's do that. And it works, right? There are nations around the world that put into practice a constitutional republic, and it works for them. That's different than forcing it upon someone, imposing it upon a nation, right? But when you say they don't want it, you can't really say the whole country doesn't want it, right? There are divisions in every culture and every society, and there are those there that are like, yes, please, we want that kind of system, and then there are those who are violently opposed to that, And so, how do you export a good thing? It's carrot or stick, right?
Well, you know, if I'm an Afghani and I'm used to riding a camel across the desert every day, and I look out and, oh, look at that in America. Look at
Do
that.
they have camels in Afghanistan?
Probably. What do I know? They look out and they see, oh, wait a minute, look at that in America. Look at that Camaro, that souped up Camaro. I want one of those. Well, if you want one of those, you come here and get it, because we're not going to force it on you. That's the difference. I'm talking crazy today.
That's fine. I sprung this on you with little warning,
Yeah.
so.
I had 10 minutes to think about what I think about Afghanistan, so here we are.
Well, it's a morass. It's obviously a much longer discussion. But here's where it hits home for me and what I've been working on, in particular on this channel and my other channel. So those of you watching who know about my other channel, it's Tales of Truth, right? I talk to a bunch of historians. I have my co-host on one of our shows there, Hollywood History, is a historian, right? So I've been hanging out with people studying a part of the world that's certainly closer to Afghanistan than we are. So not just closer in proximity, but culturally closer, right? The Ottoman Empire is what I've been researching, the Young Turks and what they did during World War I. And so what I saw that the world doesn't know is the massacre of Christians by an ethnic majority, right? Not an ethnic, an ethno-religious majority that believed that they were superior, that their way of life was superior, that their philosophy of life was superior, their religion was superior, and their philosophy was those inferior people who are different from us should die, right? That's what I've been researching. Those people should die, and here's how we're going to do it. We're going to use force. So, aside from the fact that the political morass that we've entrenched ourselves in Afghanistan, this lose-lose feels like a lose-lose situation. Right now, there are Christians in that country who are dying because the United States decided, let's just get out of there right now. I've been in agreement with not being involved in foreign wars. But our priority, I think, should be to get our people out of there, and anyone else, I don't know, anyone else who is being targeted. It's a mess. I don't know. You read the headlines, and it depends on who you read, who you believe, but there's thousands, tens of thousands, 30,000 Americans trapped in a violent nation, a nation that fell overnight, literally. And our military intelligence, I've always been told that's an oxymoron.
Yeah, right.
Right, military intelligence, right? This is a contradiction in terms, right? They're supposed to know what the heck is going on, and they did not know what was about to happen, or did they? It's like, I don't know.
What a dumb question.
No, I'm serious. Like, there are people making decisions that don't know what other people know. I think the previous president of the United States was literally lied to by his own military. I don't know if you realize that. Like,
Well, I don't know if your viewers know this or not. They've probably seen it. I saw it. The head of the CIA, is meeting today, as we speak, with the head of the Taliban. Now you go figure that out. Not the Pentagon, not the Secretary of State,
yeah.
the CIA.
I'm going to confess, I'm on a road trip right now, And I actually, the place I've been staying the last 2 nights has zero Wi-Fi. And so I've been producing content for a show, traveling, driving. Like I'm doing all the driving on this road trip and trying to stay in touch with my family back home. And I have not been reading headlines. I just have not been, it's impossible for me to stay up on the news. I mean, if I put it on the radio, I have a travel companion, Dad, who's not interested in being on camera yet. I haven't even disclosed that it's my dad on the travel show. But I can't turn those things on and listen to him with him there. He's of a very different persuasion. And I mean, I guess I could turn him on, but I don't want to listen to it in his presence. I want to enjoy myself. So, but when this road trip is over, I got to buckle down and just get caught up on where things are. I don't want to speculate, project, or anything. I just know that there are Christians who are dying right now. There are women who had relative freedom for the first time in Afghanistan for the last 20 years or so that are now dead or being hidden or hiding, running for their lives. All right, not to drop a heavy, but we need to wrap this up because I have to hit the road.
Oh, yeah, okay. I don't take direction too well. Anyway.
I didn't give you any direction.
It's good to see all of you folks. And me, Uncle Mom, saying goodbye.
The next episode will be me back home. We may have to skip a week, but we'll be back. And I promise you will get to see a picture of Mom. Love you guys.